we are going to take you to the other animals, and I guess we're just going to make this video. How about prep for Snowmageddon, the storm, as I'm dubbing it. I don't think anybody else has, but I am, because last year
we live in the south.
Yeah,
okay,
we were stuck in here for 4 days after we got 3 inches of snow. So good morning, midday, something like that. We're changing things up today from what we have been doing. We are supposed to get, I don't know, I'm gonna call it Snowmageddon here, starting tomorrow. And we're supposed to get anywhere, I've seen 5 inches of snow to 10 inches of snow. So we're supposed to get a ton of snow. But today is pretty decent. It's about 35 degrees out, sunny, little breeze, but it's not too bad. So we're gonna work on a project today that we've been wanting to do for a little while now and just have not done it yet. So we're out in the chicken coop, chicken run area, I guess. Well, we put our chickens here to build compost for us for our garden. They've done a great job so far. A couple weeks ago, we went and pulled all the wood chips that they scratched through the fence. And to avoid that in the future, we're gonna take those extra boards that we have from the house build that we didn't need. They've been sitting outside. They're kind of mildewy, not good appearance wise for inside the house. So we're gonna take those and build like a coop run area with our posts that we use for the concrete, and we're gonna kind of square this off so that way the mulch doesn't get kicked outside. Should be a pretty simple process, but trying to get it done before the snow hits. So we need to move their coop, and we'll start running down that side, come over here, and we'll kind of just square it off. So with that said, we'll get started. You gotta go that way. There you go. Okay, so we're using those stakes, and then just like we did for the concrete, it's not to serve any purpose other than to hold this stuff up. So we're probably not going to use that many of them. And then the fence is going to go back around the outside of this. So this should go pretty quick. You want to hold it so I don't freeze my hand?
Is this close enough to the end?
Sure. Okay. Perfect. Couldn't be better.
Just don't hit me. I'll say that this is a lot easier than doing it with the concrete floors.
Why?
Because they go in a little bit.
Yeah, the chickens have helped us out with this ground over here.
Yeah.
All right, easy. Next board. Here goes Mom. She knows how to make noise on camera. Ruin the shots. You guys are behind these barrels that I got right here. She probably didn't see the camera and didn't think we were recording, but since you heard the lawnmower, she's going to get more wood chips. So underneath the coop over there, they've been bringing, my mom and Tina have been bringing a bunch of wood chips because all the stuff that the chickens have been working on were piling up there. And they'll put a new layer of wood chips around this whole thing. And then we'll have to build a compost bin like we've done before, because coming up we're going to be processing a pig and we'll have to put all their organs and stuff in there. So they've just been bringing them in, and then we can rake it out afterwards. But this will sit in a big pile. This is what they've been working on. We got to scoop some more in, and then that'll still compost a little bit more. All right, so it's hard to see over there, but we got all the way around to right over there. We're gonna leave the space between there and the greenhouse because if we need to bring more bedding in, we're gonna need a spot to come in. And that area, they don't typically scratch towards, they scratch away. I think we're just gonna leave all the wood chips piled up here. They can scratch them out. We are gonna put a few over there because it's wet. That area stays wet. Basically directly in line with Tina. I don't know how well it picks up on camera. There's kind of a dip. It goes in on both sides. There's a pond on the other property that flows out into that little ditch and kind of runs down here and it runs down here. You may have seen in previous videos where stuff gets wet and then it goes off our property. So that area right here where the chicken run is gets a little damp on that side. So just to keep the chickens comfortable with the snow and melt and all that stuff, we'll put a little bit of chips there, but the rest of this stuff still has chips breaking down there. So this should help us. Really the only purpose of this is to keep the wood chips in and away from the fence, so that it's easier to kind of pile back up like this, so that we can have it start composting. It's not really going to compost now, it's too cold and it's not wet enough, but soon enough it'll be spring and then it can start composting and we can put it on the garden. So we'll bring some more wood chips in here and this little easy project will be done. All right, we got our little compost bin made up. We're using the side of the greenhouse and then 3 pallets. So you guys will see what goes in there in a couple of weeks when we process that pig. We'll put the internals in there and we'll kind of give an update, I guess, on this situation. But for now, this is looking pretty good and should hold over. Last night it got down to 16 degrees, and what we did with our water is we just took the whole thing and put it inside the house, and the top was frozen when we put it in there, and it thawed out in there overnight. So the house definitely stays above freezing, which is nice. So we'll be good for the cold temperatures. We can just put that in there, bring it out during the day. But we are going to take you to the other animals, and I guess we're just going to make this video. How about prep for Snowmageddon, the storm, as I'm dubbing it. I don't think anybody else has, but I am, because last year
we live in the south,
yeah,
okay?
We were stuck in here for 4 days after we got 3 inches of snow. So we'll go check in on the other animals. All right, so the sheep are right in front of the camper, which is nice to watch them, but you can see by the tree line they've been clearing this whole pasture. We're gonna run them through our whole pasture because the person that was supposed to cut hay never came back this fall. So that kind of hurt us, but because we had to buy hay, but it's also good because the sheep can there's still plenty to graze. So Tina's got some hay. We're just gonna give them a little bit. We give them like two little pieces from a square bale usually. We just moved them in here this morning, so they got plenty to eat, but that'll help them get through. And then we'll give them a little bit of alfalfa today.
Good?
Yeah. What are you waiting for? They're hungry.
I know.
They've only been eating all day. But they're nice and thick, so they've been eating well this fall and start of winter. So we got our next couple paddocks set up. We're just gonna work down and then we'll just zigzag. We may or may not go all the way to the woods. That doesn't get a lot of sun in the winter, so we may just zigzag, go all the way to the back, and then in the spring come down the wood line. But we'll see. They've been housing their minerals, and the pastures are deficient, but the sheep should be good. These St. Croix, they handle the cold and the heat pretty well, so nothing to worry about with them. So I guess I should get an update. We never named our sheep except for the male. His name is Buddy. But the other ones, we kind of just go by their number. So this one right here that I'm feeding, this is 34. She's the smallest.
38.
Oh, 38 was the smallest, obviously, because she's smaller. 34 is a sister to this one here sniffing me, I think. Right? No, that's 40. Where's, okay.
She's right here.
So 30, now I got you guys all confused. 34 is that one. 33 is this one. 33 will not eat out of your hand. She only eats the alfalfa off the ground. Tina just found out she's starting to eat it out of the bucket, but she won't eat it out of your hand. The other ones will. 38, like I said, is the smallest. She's like the most aggressive, not aggressive in a bad way. She just wants the alfalfa. She knows what she wants. And then there's number 40, which she's one of the other ones. And she's just normal. So they're all doing well. So we are gonna start looking for a ram. It's not too crucial because we're not gonna breed them until November. So we have spring of 26 babies, but we'll get a ram this year. Buddy, castrated male, will go in with our ram to have a friend, and then we'll get all these girls pregnant. Hey pigs. So here's our big pigs, aptly named because they are big. Last video we did on the pigs, they're happy that we're taking you guys along because I got some feed for them. We usually don't feed them in the afternoon. Anyway, last video we talked about Apple. We were going to process her. We canceled that processing date. Hey, relax. She was supposed to go on Monday. This is coming out tomorrow, Friday. She's supposed to go on Monday with all this snow. We canceled because we're gonna have too much pork in the freezer with the other pigs that we're processing. But it just happened to work out with the snow that's coming. So we'll keep her around and hope for the best. I don't think she's gonna have piglets, but I guess if she gives us one litter this year, we'll be happy. So this kind of looks like a barren wasteland in here. We've left them in here longer than we typically do because it is cold weather. We're not too worried about parasite load right now. And with all these wood chips, they're doing a good job turning it. This was covered in wood chips from that forestry mulcher that we have. So they're doing a good job. We'll probably leave them in here maybe another month and then move them out. And then obviously in the spring, we'll go back to moving them every 10 to 12 days through these paddocks over here. So now we can go see the little pigs. So I forgot we bringing them hay. So they have some hay in their shelter for bedding. Straw is better. We have a bunch of hay. We didn't get any straw, so I'm not worried about these guys staying warm. They're, shoot, combined, they're probably almost 1,000 pounds of weight, so they stay plenty warm together. They're really hungry. They don't usually get this afternoon treat. They're a little crazy. So you can see they had some hay from the other day we put in here that they're using. They probably don't need any more, but we got 3 little pieces from that square bale. We'll give it to them. All right, so our pond, finally, this is the first time that it's, actually one other time, it froze over all the way. It's got a thin layer of snow on it. It's really, really thin though. So what is that? Maybe half an inch, and that's right on the edge. So it's not supposed to get too cold, I don't think, with this snowstorm. It's just supposed to be snowy. So I don't know if it'll be cold enough to freeze this that I can walk on it, but if it does, I'll try it and I'll take you guys along. And worst case is I get a polar plunge or cold plunge. But little pigs. Hey, pigs. Pig, 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 pig. All right, these little rascals are not so little anymore. So they've been in this paddock for, what have they been in here for, 3 days? 4 days, something like that. They're doing it, we kind of cut their feed back because they're getting close to processing time. So we're just feeding them once a day, 25 pounds, because they're plenty big. So they're kind of rooting up a little bit more and digging for stuff, which is totally fine. This, we're gonna end up putting a barn over here, so this will be a sacrifice paddock anyway. So they're a little bit less skittish than they used to be, which is good because it'll bring them in closer when it's time to process. So I don't know. Oh yeah, we'll take the belly rub. So these guys are about, oh, I don't know. We measured their weight about a month and a half ago, and they're about 190 pounds. I would get, maybe it was more than that. Maybe it was November. I would guess they're probably pushing 250 now, which is a good weight. The 3 of them will have a month left, and one of them has not a month left, a lot less than that. So we're not sure which one we're going to process, but whichever one we do, we'll find out day of. So these guys should be good to go. Okay, so before we leave the little pigs, this is the neighbor's pond, which hopefully in the next year, 2 years, 3 years, that'll be our pond if things go well. Sneak peek, if they'll sell it to us, which hopefully they will. But anyway, that's their pond. You can see it doesn't have a spill pipe. It just overflows and then comes down here. This is that drainage ditch. And then the chickens are just behind this tree line over there in front of the house. So that's why that water flows that way, because that pond overflows there. So if we do buy that, probably figure out how to divert that water somewhere else to keep kind of the water off our property. But that's that. All right, so we come back around. I guess we're ready. Are you ready?
For the snow?
The farm is ready for Snowmageddon. Whether or not we are, I don't know. It should start coming down. I think it's midday tomorrow. This video will be out by then, because it's coming out tomorrow morning. So has a little bonus video of us preparing for Snowmageddon, as we're dubbing it. But Saturday will be a normal video, and we'll carry on with the house build stuff, because that's what we're doing right now. But spring is close, so if we can get back to doing some outside farm projects, maybe 1 or 2 days a week, and then the other days we'll be working on the house. So with that said, that's where we'll leave this one. We will update how much snow we get in another video after the storm comes through, so we'll show you that. But that's where we'll leave this one. So thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and we'll see you on the next video.
Bye.